Hi everybody, welcome back to my test world. So I'm just taking a bit of a break from my survival one to just have a look at some factorization stuff. Factorization is a bit of a mod that, well, it complicates the ore processing process. It makes it a lot more efficient, but all this would replace a pulveriser and furnace setup. And I was thinking about doing that in my survival, but I wanted to see how involved it is, and it's fairly involved. It's good, but it's fairly involved. I just want to quickly take you through it all. So, let me just turn the rain off. Down here you can see a crystal growing. This is the crystallizer machine. So this is the very end of the machine, basically. This is what comes out the other end, and you take your crystallized metal and you can smelt it to get your ingots. But I'll take it at the beginning. We'll start at the beginning. Makes more sense. So you start off, and instead of a pulverizer, you've got a grinder, and the grinder grinds up your metal. So I'll just throw some in here. What have I got? Let's grab some gold. Ore. There we go, the blue. Put some in there. Okay, so the hopper's feeding gold ore into the grinder. And I'm using sorting machines here because I didn't want to have to set up timers and run red yellow wire for timing. On filters and what have you. Sorting machines can do that all internally now with this setup here. So even though I'm not actually sorting anything, it's just being used to pull things out automatically. Okay, so the grinder makes this dirty gold gravel, or whatever ore. It could be iron, could be silver or something like that. And I've got this is a mixer. So the dirty gravel comes in the mixer, and I have this aqueous accumulator. No, not that. Oh yeah, it's down there. Sorry, aqueous accumulator down the bottom there, feeding water into this liquid transposer, which is taking empty buckets coming from the mixer, because the mixer uses buckets of water. See, so the empty buckets come out and they go in the transposer and they get filled up thanks to power from this electric engine, and then they go in this chest here. The sorting machine pulls out the empty buckets, feeds it back, pulls out the full buckets, sorry, like this one here, feed them back into the mixer, and the mixer keeps running. So this will keep going until there's no gravel left, pretty much. And I think I've got two or three buckets in there. So you don't want to have four, because that way it's potentially going to fill the mixer up. You always got to have one free space for the gravel. And the other thing that comes out of here is sludge, I believe it's called. Sludge, yep. Okay. So the sorting machine, as well as picking out buckets, also picks out sludge, and it picks out what is called, what is it called? Clean chunks of whatever ore. So in this case it's clean gold chunks, and you feed them. So the clean chunks you feed into a slag furnace, which is this thing, and this takes your clean chunks and it makes this stuff, which I think is called reduced chunks from memory. Hang on. Reduced gold chunks, yep. Okay. So, and yeah, this furnace is where the sludge goes. Sludge goes in here, and the furnace turns the sludge into clay. So then you can use the clay for standard purposes, make bricks or whatever out of them if you want, or just clay blocks or something. You'll notice I've actually got the furnace running on these heaters. This is a factorization thing as well, so you don't have to feed coal into here. Same with the slag furnace, you don't have to put coal or wood or anything in there to fuel it if you've got one of these furnace heaters. So I've got 2 on the slag furnace. The more you have, the faster it runs. I could have another one behind here, I suppose. And they just run off this lead wire, which is a factorization thing. The lead wire is fed by these battery blocks, and the battery blocks are fed by these solar turbines, which use water. They basically heat water with these reflected mirrors, and it makes power. And the yellow bars on the side is basically an indication of how much power there is. And yeah, so that's how that works. It turns a 2 machine setup into about 5 machines or so, and you also got to think about how all the tubing required and any power cabling. So I've got to have red power cabling to use these sorting machines. Or if I was using filters, I'd need like red alloy wire on timers, or just have lots of timers, but then you've got to deal with lag. And yeah, an engine or some kind of Buildcraft power to power the liquid transposer. And yeah, the lead alloy wire, the lead wire for the factorization machines. It could probably be a lot more space conscious. I sort of just threw everything down anyway because I wasn't really. This is the first time I've actually built one of these, so yeah, it could probably be a lot better than this, but yeah, that seems overly complicated. But then you've got to look at the other side of it too. You get a lot more out of this. The end product is ridiculous. You get this 8 crystalline gold. The amount that you actually get out of this at the very end is amazing. Like, it's, I think, plus 40% product in each one of the machines, and there's 5 machines or something. So by the time you get to the end thing, you've actually got a lot, and it does take a long time to do each crystallizer set, but when it does it, you get 8 each time. So yeah, it's pretty good. It's kind of rewards you for going the extra mile. So I'm considering doing something like this in my survival game. I'll probably try for a more tight-fitting, compact design, but I'm not sure how possible that's going to be because of all this stuff that you need. But we'll see. It's probably doable. I'll probably have to make use of paint a bit more on the tubes or something. I don't think you need this much power. I wasn't sure how much power I'd need, so I just set up 2 big arrays. But ignoring the power thing, I'll have to set up probably one of these in my base roof, and yeah, probably a whole new room. I'll have to use a filler and set up a new room, I think. Yeah, so we'll see. So that's probably something to add on my to-do board. But yeah, I thought you might be interested in that. It's a bit nuts. It's cool. It's very cool, but it's just a bit crazy. So yeah, I'm interested to see what you guys think as well. There's probably going to be some good comments about just how nuts this is. And if anyone's actually used this in a survival setup, I'd like to know exactly how long it takes to craft all those individual things. Probably a fair while. That's the other thing kind of putting me off. That's a lot of crafting right there when you look at all those things. So that's it from me. See you later.